Alright, what's good? Back with another video, and today I'm reviewing the All City 13s by Way of Wade. They sent me this pair in the Way of Wade 11s. I believe you'll be seeing the Way of Wade 11 review before these. I have like 10 videos just either premiered already so that y'all can see what's coming up, and then some in the vault that I still need to edit. Before we get into it though, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll get into my honest review on the Way of Wade All City 13s. And if you want to pick up a pair of these today, use my code CrosbyKicks10. The link will be down below, and you can get these for $10 off. First thing, like always, that we're going to get into the shoe is the look, and I actually think the look on these is interesting. There's a lot of different and unique designs on it. From the back of the shoe being designed by the lunar caves and inspired by that, it does have a fabric upper and a pretty distinct lateral shank on the side of the shoe, and a lot of details from like Dwayne Wade's signature on the inside, from a step to a leap on the outside of the shoe. Have All City 13 on the toe, well, it just says AC, and an AC on the lace holder as well. Make your own way on the back of the shoe. There's a lot of like interesting little details and designs on the shoe. I will say though, I like the design on this better than the 808.5 Ultras. I just think they're more simple, but still have nice intricate details to make the shoe its own unique design and look, without it being a little too much or too many like random TPU hints here, upper, oh, throw this here. Like, the back is really interesting, but I actually think it's kind of cool. Looks like you're on the moon or something. You got a crater on the back of your shoe. And especially a lot of the different colorways on this one look interesting. From they have an all yellow one, they have an all blue one. I don't know what other colorways they have, but they have a lot of good looking colorways in this model. Versus the 808.5 Ultra, I felt like there was only one or two that I really would actually put on my feet. So I did actually like the looks on this shoe. And when it comes to lockdown as well, no issues. Now when we get into the midsole, you can really see it on the inside of the shoe more than the outside. Pretty standard Way of Wade setup for cushioning. It is full length boom. Boom works really well in almost every shoe they drop, even in some of the leaning shoes as well. Never really had any issues with booms. A very nice cushioning setup. I also like that they do this and they put boom in some of those premium cushionings and even some of their technically budget model shoes. Because the Way of Wade 11, the Way of Wade 10 are more of their premium models, which would be like Nike equivalent to a LeBron or a Kobe, where they have the higher price points versus like the Ja, the Sabrinas, and whatever other lower, the Asias. They always put like either Phylon, which is really bad, or they might give it like Cushlon, but then they give the premium models like Cushlon and then heel and 4-foot zoom. They give the premium models like full length zoom air. Jordan does a lot with their brand shoes too as well, where they just give the Jordan 40, Jordan 39, they give it full length zoom strobe, full length zoom, zoom X, all the best cushioning techs, and they make like a Tatum. It's like, oh, well, this has Cushlon, small 4-foot unit, take it. But Way of Wade, they do throw carbon fiber in some of their premium models for their shanks, but to still have the same cushioning, which is boom, I think that's a nice touch, and I'm glad they do that as a company. This shoe was pretty comfortable first wear, and as far as the fit goes, I would go true to size. This shoe doesn't fit super wide, and it doesn't fit either narrow either. It has a little bit wider toe box than I'm used to with the Nike shoe, but for a normal footer, 100% true to size. Wide foot, I would even say stick to true to size, and there isn't much breaking time needed for this shoe. Now when we get to the outsole of the shoe, we have two different materials on the outsole. A rubber 4-foot outsole, then they use the ground control unit outsole for the heel of the shoe. Looking at it first wear, I was like, this back's gonna be terrible. But GCU is usually the super good traction that they use, and the 4-foot's translucent, and that can be hit or miss. With the Way of Wade brand, I've noticed that they are super hit or miss with their translucent outsoles. A lot of the older models, I used to get a lot more before. When I first started getting into reviews, it was specifically in the 808 line too. I got the oxygen pair of the 808s. I forgot what number, because they have like 6 of them now, or 5 of them, and they do V2s and Ultras. So I don't remember which one it was. It was oxygen colorway and it had a translucent outsole. And I was on skates. And with their return policy, with the Way of Wade, only thing that sucks, Nike, you wear a shoe for 59 days. You can wear a shoe for up to a year in 364 days with Nike and still return it. But Way of Wade, you wear it once, they're not taking it back. And I kind of get it because they're not based in the US, so for them to pay for shipping, or you'd have to pay for shipping back to China, is really expensive. And then to restock the shoe, all that. With Nike, they have like stores and stuff out here. They even have outlets to where like I've seen them restock used shoes and be like, oh, this condition of this shoe, and drop the price. So it's a little bit different for sure. But that's why it's so big to get your size too. Make sure you get the right size because the return policy is so strict. And not only get your own size, but make sure you like the shoe or you're going to have to go sell it on eBay or OfferUp or something like that to try to get some of your money back. As far as the performance for the traction, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I got to take them to the court and playing them as soon as they came in. So I got to break them in a little bit, shooting around before I went to the gym, to a different gym to go hoop. And I wore them for like 3 or 4 games. So I was there for a couple hours. And I even did like the little traction test where I show y'all how quick it stops and everything. And it wasn't bad. It just wasn't hidden. Like that day, I also brought leaning gamut, which is a hard comparison for a lot of shoes when it comes to traction because of how good the traction is for that shoe. But I also had the weight 11s that day. And it's cool for me to bring different shoes when I do reviews, and it helps me with the comparisons and giving an honest rating more. Because if I wore 3 shoes that day, I can compare the 3 tractions, or I can compare the comfort on the 3 shoes. Like, damn, how did I feel when I wore this shoe versus how did I feel when I wore this one? And like when I wore this one, I didn't feel as confident on the court, like slide, stepping, taking off, doing crossovers, stuff like that. It wasn't like the traction was super bad and I was just slipping out or anything. It wasn't a Big 3 6.0 Pro or nothing like that. But it just wasn't up to par with like the Weight 11 or my leaning gammas. And it did collect a little bit of dust. Though the shoe does have a solid squeak, which has nothing to do with performance. For my playstyle though, traction is one of the biggest qualities for me when it comes to shoes. So it was a little bit of a disappointment, but everything else about the shoe is really good. And when I get into this next topic, you'll see this is one of the things that also carries the shoe. Weight of the shoe is 330 grams. That comes in lighter than the Sabrina 2s, the Kobe 5s, Kobe 6s, Ja 3s, Ja 2s. Just for reference, it's about 10 to 30 grams lighter than all of the shoes that I just named. And that's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty nice. And with them being that light and them being comfortable first wear, it was a nice experience taking them to the court. I will try to add some clips in here as well, because I believe I should have a couple. I don't know if I have my camera on. Sometimes when it's the first game or so, if I'm in a new gym, or if it's just hella people, I try not to set my camera up, because sometimes people be acting different when you got a camera out. I always hide mine in the cut, bro, and just rock out. Price of the shoe is coming out at $149. You can use code CrosbyKicks10. I'll put that right there. And it'll be in the link in the description below. Click my link, use code CrosbyKicks10 at checkout, and you get $10 off this shoe and a variety of other shoes on the Weight site as well. And also, I did mention that the Weight 11's traction was really good. Full review may or may not be posted already. Click the link as well. You can cop those, and they are $25 off right now. Typical retail for the Weight 11 is $225. They're having like a summer sale or something like that for $199. Link down below. Go ahead, get you some Weights, man. They have a lot of cool colors of 11s too that recently came out. Overall though, I think it's a solid shoe. It wouldn't be one of my go-tos. It's not one of my favorite shoes out for sure, but it's comfortable, fits well, nice breathability. The court feel is decent, and they look pretty cool and unique. This is definitely a shoe that you're probably not going to see too often at your local courts, especially out here in the United States. The very few times I do see Weight shoes on the court, most of the time I'm like, damn, I wonder if they watch my reviews, because it's not a very common shoe out here, especially for like casual hoopers. And then college players don't really wear them because their school is usually a certain brand. So if I see them, I'm like, they had to either like see them online, watch somebody's review, or know about them and go trust to buy from that brand and wait for them to come in. They are based in somewhere in Asia, but for me, the shipping experience has never been really bad or anything. I think the longest I've ever had to wait is maybe 2 weeks max. But decent court feel, and it has solid cushion. Only thing that I wish was a tad bit better was the traction. It just felt like it didn't make me move how I really wanted to move and how I was comfortable moving on the court. And it felt a tad bit like clunky in a sense, like a tad. Not LeBron 22 status, but just a little bit. Even for it being such a lightweight shoe. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out of here. And if you want to pick up a pair of these or any Weights, use the link down below. CrosbyKicks10 for the code to get you a discount.